What's up, boys? So today, as I said in the last episode, we were going out with the 740 on the ice. Too bad though, we got too much snow, so we'll have to wait to next weekend because the guy that was going to plow the ice and everything, he had his plow car broke, and you can't really drive on the ice with this kind of snow on it because then you ruin the track for basically the whole season. I don't really know how it works, but I think that's the gist of it. But I took my 740 to visit Jim. I just wanted to check out his shop. I thought we should check out his cars. So this is Jim.
Hello everybody! I have been driving the Swedish Championship for like 4 years, and also the DMAC, the European Championship, and also the unofficial Northern Series for like north of Europe is the Gatubil Drift Series. So I've been around a bit. It's I built this car back in 2016, and after that it has been in many crashes, many fun memories of it.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have been following my channel for a while, you might have seen the videos where I was in Riga, and I was going to cheer on for Jim, but he rolled the car before I even had the chance to get there. So this is an old drift car, so of course it has some damage. I don't know if you have any you could show.
Yeah, all this strut tower was after the rollover. This tower was down here with the downpipe, and this we needed to cut it and straighten it out, and a new pipe here because all of this was like in here, and all the subframes and everything got ripped off, but the cage still good, still works pretty good. We can't do a perfect alignment because the towers aren't in the perfect spot, but yeah, I think it works. We will try to do the championship this year also, but we don't have the best car for it, but we're up from north and we just want to have fun and drive.
Actually, if you're not from Sweden watching this or any part of Europe, this is a pretty cool thing to show because most of the US guys run V8s and whatever, and this is a M50, I guess.
Yeah, 2.8 crank, and we have changed the pistons and the rods. The head is pretty stock. I have just changed the springs. Then we run an EFR 9180 and run it on Panta. Race fuel is ethanol. So at peak power we produced 930 horsepower to the wheels, but then we got too much intake pressure. The IAT temp went up the roof, so we have settled it down. So at like 1.8 bar boost we're on about 800 horsepower to the wheels, but we never compete almost at that extent of the horsepower because you just lit up the tires and it's hard to drive, in my opinion, when we don't have so many fast tracks over here.
How many times have you blown this up?
The engine has been a really good part of this. I have snapped off the crank one time, but after that the engine has held up really good. The big issue is the gearbox because I can afford a big fancy one, so I just run with a 530 diesel box from the BMW. So I have blown up I think about 20 gearboxes over the years. So now if I had bought one good gearbox, it had been cheaper, but I don't have the money to do it, so I buy cheap gearboxes for like 500 euros for a gearbox, and I can drive it for like 3-4 events. So
yeah, so basically, for those of you who don't know, this is a M50, we call it the IV because it has no vanos. So this is basically from a old E36 325. These are used a lot here in Sweden and in all of other Europe too, but you don't see this too much in other countries. So basically a 325 engine that's been fully built, and the gearbox then from a E39 530 diesel. Yeah, and which is a ZF, if you were wondering. BMWs are pretty nice like that because you can pick and choose different parts from different chassis and make something work, and most of it is kind of bolt-on application. My question to you is, what have you done in the rear? Because I don't know shit about E30s, but I do know that the rears are pretty bad.
The rear end on this, because it's a BMW, so it's like Lego cars.
Yeah.
So the differential is from an E28 from the 70s or early 80s, 535, and then we have custom drive shafts. So it works really well. I haven't blown up any rear diffs in like 5 years. So, but the gear ratio is really high in this one. It's like a 2.9, so it does like 100 kilometers on the second gear and like 170 on third. So it's pretty big steps. But the small courses, just like the second and third gear all the time, just bang the limiter and have fun. But the fourth gear does like 240 kilometers an hour, so you need to be a big track, and then you lit up the tires in like 1 minute, then it's gone.
Yeah, and these used to be like real cheap too.
Yeah. I think I bought 4 of these for under 2,000 euros.
Yeah, so now I think they're about like, so let's say $1,000 maybe ish, but they used to be like very cheap.
Yeah, it's a I think it's a really good engine because it's cheap, it's easy to get a part of. It's like when you buy a 2J now, you need to like pay about 3K just for the block, and then you need to rebuild everything. So this is pretty much cheaper. I think the long block in this one with all the machining and parts and everything, just the long block, it's about 5 or 6K, so it's pretty cheap to be a race engine. But we don't rev it SX, we will rev it like 7.2 thousand RPM, so it's not the most high revving engine, but it works fine. I think it's have been through about like 500 tires and it still works. So it's a good car.
Yeah, that's really good. Actually, I run Payback 5W50 in my Evo.
Oh, that's a good. I run the straight 50 in this one, so it's like syrup.
Yeah, and don't let Jim or I fool you here. This car is fucking expensive.
Yeah.
If I can get in this thing.
Oh.
So, Jim actually let me sit in this before, and I found some pretty cool things. Like here we have a bunch of buttons, and we have one that says disco, and that's apparently for some lights. We have the warp speed, which is big boost, you know. Overall,
in this we just run it pretty clean, just so little stuff you can. This is for the extinguisher, and then you have the water hoses for the radiator.
Okay.
So it's just like, I think when we built this car, I had a friend of mine that runs a fab shop, and he did all the cages and stuff like that. And after that we actually took it out to Umeå, and we powder coated the entire chassis. So
okay, so the whole car is
yeah, so they had a big oven for it. Hopefully this summer, when we have the training, then you can get it for a test run, or you get a ride along.
Yeah, he said that I should test drive it at Pengfors, which is a local track, but I said I don't want the R comps on because it's fucking nutty, you know.
When we run it like in battle mode, so we have like kill mode on everything, we run like 0.8 bars in the rear tires, and when you stump it in like third or fourth gear, you don't have any steering before you get on the slide because it's gripped up so much.
Yeah, it actually, like, I noticed this when I was at Elmia the first time, which is like a big auto show here in Sweden, that when you see the drift cars run up the straight to the first bend, the amount of grip that you see there is just so insane. It looks kind of unreal, to be honest. I guess most people know this by now, but drift cars are so much more about grip than you actually think.
Yeah, because it's when you like drift in the winters, the better tires you have in the back, the harder you can like throw the car and don't spin out, and it's the same on asphalt.
Yeah, because like when me and Leo drift in the winter time, I usually the one in front left foot brakes, so we get, you know, close and it looks very nice, and these guys are actually trying to outrun each other. So you need a lot of grip.
Yeah, but the goal for this winter is to do a lot more ice drifting also, so I will be joining you guys and have fun, try to keep up with the 740s.
Yeah, he has a E46 328 here in the back, which I guess we'll check out soon. It's just pretty cool being in this caliber of a car. I haven't really been around them too much, and it looks pretty cool. The thing that you notice the most is like how simple everything is. I think in theory I could get this started without him saying anything. I think. We have a start here. This is the water pump, I think. ECU, lights. I don't the thing, I don't know what this one is, but I guess it's the dash and all of these.
No, it's the indicators.
The indicators.
In the rear, we needed to have indicators 1 year to drive at Gatubil.
Yeah, and the main fuse here, so it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
But I'll try to get out of this thing. It actually ain't too bad even with the cage.
Yeah, especially now when we have put all of the shell on the side. Yeah. It only takes like, I think we worked for like 25 minutes to put it like this from a full body.
I just wanted to come by and visit. I've talked to Jim kind of on Instagram for years because I thought he was a cool guy, and now I'm here. He and the guy filming right now started a YouTube channel and started to put up a lot of clips. I think Stelner, as he's called, is going to follow him around all year and film a bunch of cool shit. You should definitely check out their YouTube channel. It's in Swedish though, but I know most of you guys are Swedish anyway, so you can check out the link here down below of them building shit. And yeah, we're going out on ice soon too. As I said, we couldn't do it today because of the amount of snow that came and the plow breaking and whatever.
Yeah.
But it has this 328 though, which is more my style of car, you know. But a cheap E46.
Yeah, we bought it from a guy that has just parked it out back, under a tree, so it was like full of crap everywhere. It had like small mouses living here and stuff like that. But now everything works properly. So it has coilovers on it, and that's about it. So we will have this as a winter beater to drive with Niklas and Leo and stuff like that, just having fun, and then maybe have it for some summer drifting also, so I can drive with Niklas in the summer and don't use that one. But we're just going to run it NA and just bang it and have a lot of fun at small tracks, because you need a seat time. That's the most important part, and that's what a lot of guy thinks you need to have, like a 1,000 horsepower car to be competitive. Yeah. No, you just need 1,000 hours of seat time, then you're fucking competitive.
And a lot of people even think, maybe most of them in the US then, but that you need a 350C. But that is a lot of money compared to this. Yeah,
this was like $400, something like that, and then maybe after we welded the diff and put an e-brake in it, it's under 1K. Yeah. And you have a proper car just to bang around and have fun with your friends.
These are so good too. You could be on limiter all day long, not even change the oil if you'd want to do that for some reason, but they're so good. I've had two E36s as beginner drift cars. I sold the last one because it was retarded. I should have kept it. Just so good. And you don't use up too many tires either. And you can do some big tracks with these if you have speed, you know, speed is key.
Speed and cojones.
Yeah.
Full leather interior, electric windows, and it was coilovered and stuff like that. So as long as the clutch held up and we are going to put an hydraulic e-brake in it, I think it will be good. Maybe some custom knuckles or stuff like that for a little bit more angle, but for now just drive it and have fun. Get some more seat time.
It actually looks really nice in it. It's pretty nice.
Pretty nice. It's also have a sunlucka.
Sunroof.
Sunroof with a glass.
So are you going to like remove the interior?
No, keep it full interior so you can have your bodies in the back seat when you drive on the ice. Okay. You need the extra grip, you know.
Yeah, but I thought like for summer.
Maybe not. We will see.
Are you going to remove this?
No, we need to have the sunroof.
It's actually really, chassis stiffness and whatever. Fuck that. It's really nice to have a sunroof in your cheap drifter so that you don't get heat soaked in the summer.
I think this also have AC, but I don't know if it works.
Oh, that's nice.
Hopefully it works, but we don't have so much heat here in the summer. It's a lot, but that week then when it's warm, then it's good.
I had AC in my 328. That was banger. I used to sit on AC in the lineup. The guys who let you out on track wondered why it was dripping water. Really nice. I was cold as shit. But I thought it would be pretty cool to show you guys the kind of drift cars we run here, or at least the gym runs here. But the M50s are real popular here, and that build is sort of a... I don't know how to say this right, because it's not a cheap build, but the cool thing is that it's basically a bunch of BMW parts part together. Is there any part of an E30 in the driveline still left?
It's the original subframe in the rear, subframe in the front, and also the original controlling arms in the rear.
Oh,
so all of that is still original, and like all the bottom frame and stuff like that. But then it is like from E39, E36, E34, it's just the bottom plate. So
and the E28?
And the E28 differential. From the beginning I did run a prop shaft from a E28 also, but then it started breaking because I had not enough room for the big joints. So now I have a custom drive shaft in it, but before that it works really good. You can, this is like overbuild in some aspects, but it can take a big beating. That's a big part of it, because I like to drive hard.
I'm actually most impressed though that you knew of the name prop shaft. I had to Google for about an hour to find that out when I broke my Evo. But yeah, we thought we should just check the place out, and as I said, you should definitely check out Jim on YouTube. He'll be building this car, building the 328, and trying to have a bunch of fun while doing it. So you should definitely check that out if that sounds like fun. And you should go over to his channel and press him to get me to drive this car this summer. That would be sick. If you're wondering anything that I didn't answer in the video, you could just leave a comment down below. Leave a like on the video if you liked it, or leave a thumbs down while you still can. If you want to check out my Instagram or Patreon, links are down below as usual. And other than that, I just want to wish you all a great day. Have a good one, boys. I'll see you all in the next.
Yo, I ain't here for the money,